So we spent a bit of time talking about the former president. I want to talk about the current president, Joe Biden. So why do you think minority voters?
Where's my drink, man?
We'll get you drink right after this.
I know we don't need it right. We don't need it right now. You're right.
Yeah, no. So why?
It's sober. It's sober.
Why do you guys think that minority voters, black male voters, have shifted away from President Biden?
Because he's trash. This man is terrible. Listen, look. Hold on.
Like Steven. That New York came out. That New York came out. The New York.
This man's horrible. Let me put it to you this way. I'm a native New Yorker. God bless the New York Jets.
It came out.
But the New York Jets have drafted quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. And after 3 games, the Jets fans look at themselves and they say, oh my gosh, we drafted a guy, he can't play. America has drafted Joe Biden into the White House and they realized, really after a year, he can't play. He cannot do the job. The man looks weak on the world stage. Today at his own presser, he gets done with his statement, looks to the side and mouths, am I taking questions? Like, who does this? You're the leader of the free world and you can't stand in front of reporters and take questions and then you stumble off and you shuffle away. There is no sense of leadership coming from him. Nobody even barely hears from him. It'd be one thing if you talked all the time and then they built, a series of gaffes because you talk a lot. He barely talks. And the gaffe machine is as long as all of his public statements because the man's barely out there. And then you get to the actual policies, the actual decisions.
Yeah.
I have listen, Donald Trump is the master of names, naming somebody something, and I'm not taking that from him. But Joe Biden is the master of disaster.
Yeah.
And listen, not Apollo Creed, sorry, Rocky. I know we in Philly, but it's not Apollo Creed anymore. It's Joe Biden, the master of disaster. Everything this man has touched has gone to crap. It has all gone wrong.
It's the opposite of the golden touch.
He sucks.
The opposite of Midas touch.
And we all know he sucks. Yeah. Listen, man, you know it's bad when the fans of your own team, when they see him coming down the tunnel, are like, man,
I hope he makes it. 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 No, that's not leadership.
I hope he gets away from the camera soon. So
not leadership.
We dodged the bullet. You can't have somebody in the Oval Office being the leader of the free world when this is the track record. And I think that is why, number one, above anything else, why you're seeing voters, minority voters, are leaving him or do not have the enthusiasm for him because they know what we know. They know he sucks. They just won't say it out loud, but they already know.
Hot garbage, yeah. And on the world scale, the world is watching. I've mentioned being on the verge of World War III on multiple occasions now. The disastrous withdrawal that we saw in Afghanistan was where this whole thing began. This feckless leadership. This is where Vladimir Putin realized that, this is now the time for us to take Ukraine. Would have never happened under President Trump. Would have never happened. What happened in Israel in October would have never happened under President Trump. Right now, China is looking like they're getting ready to start to move on a few countries as well. Would never happen under President Trump because they're looking at a man that can barely read a teleprompter. He cannot walk. He cannot find his way on and off the stage. It's actually elder abuse at this point. And this is not even about Trump at this point. This is about, do we have a guy that can even make it for the next few months? And guess who number 2 is? Kamala Harris. So guess what? Wait, there's more. It actually gets worse than that. And so they are really stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. If you're looking at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, this dynamic duo that, quite frankly, one might not make it until then. And then if he does it, you have the backfill of Kamala Harris. This is a complete disaster. Borders are.
You can't call them a dynamic duo. Man, Batman and Robin rolling over in their grave.
Sarcasm.
You can't do that.
It's sarcasm. A Texas thing, man.
They do that in Texas. Batman and Robin, you the dynamic duo, not these two. I stand by that.